hello, and welcome to another episode of You First. That's right. I am your host, Shawanna Kennedy, and you already know it's about you, and you. We are all things self first, what mental well being, empowerment, and personal development. But I'm excited because I want to get right to it. I have a young lady that is waiting in the wings, and this time we wanted to make it make sense. I am pulling in an accountant, right? We're talking about money, but we're talking about how it makes sense for you and you putting yourself first. And we want to tap in with our special guest, who is what? Robin Boyd, that has almost 30 years of dealing with finances, dealing with money, being an advisory firm, owning a business. But we're going to go and talk about what life looks like for her when she puts herself first and what it looked like when she didn't. So I'm super excited. I don't want to delay any longer. Won't you help me welcome Robin Boyd? Get in here, Robin.
Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
Robin.
Thanks for having me.
I'm
Hello.
excited. So thank you. I know this season, every day is a good day to talk about money. So why
Mhm.
not talk about making it make sense, right? Make it make sense. And I want to know a little bit about your you first story. Like I said, I know you personally and have been knowing you for a pretty long time.
Yes.
And when we think about business and you being a business owner, an entrepreneur, and helping others because you help others to make their money make sense. What does it say? What you make the numbers count so they can do their work. And but
Mhm.
I want to know and hear from Robin and about her you first stories. Just say hello and just tell us a little bit about what your you first story is. What is that? Talk to us, Robin.
Okay. So my journey starts off with me being a solopreneur, as many people start off being solopreneurs or accidental entrepreneurs, as I call them. And I started off wearing all the hats in my business, and with that attitude, I can do that myself attitude. And I had to learn over time. I didn't have anyone around me that can tell me, to put myself first or to do X, Y, and Z in my business and for myself. So I had to learn by trial and error. And so since I have that knowledge, I'm able to pass that on to my small business owners as I'm doing the consulting for them. That's an extra piece that I can add to our consulting to help them put themselves first. So if they do that, then their businesses are better off. Their
I
businesses are
love
more
it.
profitable, and
Yeah,
things are falling into place better.
I love it.
Hmm.
So, and I have to ask you,
Hmm.
what was that moment? What was that situation or that circumstance that we're by force? Because I say sometimes
Hmm.
it'll be nice if we choose it, but by force, what happened, if you don't mind sharing, that led you to say, you know what, this is it. This is now, and it's hazardous to my health if I don't. What happened to force you to put yourself
Oh,
first?
I mean, I remember there was a period of time that I was always feeling overwhelmed and having a lot of anxiety and stress and the front of my head throbbing, waking up with headaches and things of that nature. And I just said, "Oh my gosh, I've got to do something different," because it was happening all the time.
Mm,
And so at the time I was taking yoga, and my yoga instructor during our meditation, she used to say, um, that you have to put yourself first and you have to schedule things for yourself, just like you schedule your doctor's appointments and everything else in your life. Schedule your kids, your this or that. And so I started doing that. And it was so simple and it was always right there. And it's like, how could I not have done this before? But in our minds, we're programmed to think that if we're not, your calendar isn't full with all these appointments and you're not running around, like a chicken with your head cut off, then you're not doing anything. But it's the exact opposite. If you step away and take care of you, then you come back in fresh with these fresh ideas, fresh everything. It looks different when you come back in. And
yeah,
it's just so much better for you.
it
Right
does. It
now, I wouldn't
does.
have done this type of thing during tax season and any other tax season in the last 26 that I've had. But now I'm not, oh my God, my client, I'm not doing that anymore.
I
This is
love
putting
it.
me first by having this interview with you.
Oh, oh, did y'all hear
Yes.
that? Did you hear
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Sometimes even pausing,
Yes.
have a self first, a you first conversation.
Yes.
And I love that. I love
Hmm.
I love that because
Yes.
it makes you be present. And that is part of you firsting, right? That's
Hmm.
part of you self
Yes.
firsting. It is when you're when just to even think about it and do something while you're in the thought of it. So I love that. I love that. So
Hmm.
I am, and I know you're always booked, busy, people pulling on you because they need you. They do. They look,
Yeah,
I
there's a
need
lot
you.
of people in distress.
There is a lot
Yes.
of people that
And
are
there's
in
a shortage of
distress.
accountants. So put that extra little piece there. Yeah.
Oh, and see,
Yeah.
because of you being in a field where there is a shortage, which means you're pulled on even more. And
Hmm.
so it makes you think now where some people may have to deal with with their home, with the spouse or with the children. But you're saying even in your business, when there is a shortage, that's even pulling on you more.
Yes.
So for some of the things that you've done, so then I have to ask you, what has been because of all this extra pull, what has been some of that extra challenge? What's that look like? What does that feel like?
The extra challenges, I have to think back to when I had those challenges because in the later years I have like I said, scheduled me first. But delegating has been a challenge over time because of just having that right staff and being able to train them or to have them be in the way that you want them to be even if they have the experience that's needed. um, so that has been a very very difficult challenge over the years, but I finally have the right mix of people in my organization as well as in my life, because you need to have, like, write a list of everybody that you need in your life for emotional, mental, career, fitness, health, all of the different aspects of your life, and you need to say, what support do you have in those areas, and then that is how you have that good mix, and you're putting yourself first, and that you are put setting yourself up for success. That is the mindset that you're supposed to have. Not, I can do it all myself. I can do that. I can take care of the kids, the house, the husband, and my job, my
Mhm,
career. No,
mhm.
you can't do that.
I love
You
it.
can do it, but it's not going to be
I
effective,
was
and
about to say, yeah,
you're going to crash and burn. Yeah.
oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
talk about the crash and burn. So then when
Yeah.
you think about making it make sense, making it make sense,
Mhm.
when you deal with and have those conversations with the business owners, right?
Mhm.
And you see these things because you said you've used some of the tools, and we're going to talk about because you do some
Mhm.
things that everybody don't
Yeah.
do. Uh, but having gone and doing some of those things, what is the type of conversations that you have with your clients? I'm just curious, like what would you say to them if you're talking to them, not only making it make sense financially, making it make sense because you are an advisory firm
Mhm.
and the things that fall under that. How do you talk to them when you do have that you need to care about you so that your business can thrive? What
I'm
does that?
smiling because I'm well,
Yeah.
I'm more of an accounting therapist, okay?
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
call myself.
Hmm.
So I dig deep initially, not into their finances or their business, but into them, to the client. So I try to get a feel for what they're doing in their personal lives and show them how that's spilling over into their business.
Yeah.
And then we start to dissect it from there.
That's real.
It
That is
takes time to deprogram your mind and how you think and how you look at things, especially when the people around you, your tribe as I call them, they don't have the same ideals that you have. So then we talk about that too, finding the people that you're around the most, and get in a different circle. And doesn't mean you have to leave your friends behind that you've known for years, but it's just, putting someone else in your life that has the same mindset that you have, so you can
yeah.
actually reach the goals that you're trying to reach.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love
Hmm.
that. This is so good because I know that when I think about it, because it's we love the moms and dads and individuals that tune in. So
Hmm.
thank you guys for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Many of us that are business owners, are entrepreneurs, or even thinking about it. But these are things when we say make it make sense, you have to count up the costs. We are supposed to count up the cost for all things. And like you said, I love how you said it's
Hmm.
not just the cost financially, but it's physically, it's
Hmm.
mentally, it's emotionally of
Hmm.
counting and making it make sense,
Makes sense. Yeah.
making it make sense in every area, even the people that you said to even have in your tribe, in your camp, those
Hmm.
people. And it's funny when I know recently one of the big phone companies, they had some type of glitch was going on, and basically apparently it shut down a bunch of people. I don't use that service,
Hmm.
so we're not going
Yeah.
to talk about them. But it was to me, it was saying, hey, if even if the phone company, for whatever their reasons were, stuff went down, people could not use their devices. I
Hmm.
said that was the prime opportunity for you to have a self first moment. So if they'll cut you off without notification, without
Hmm.
this is about to happen, we need to be okay to make it make sense, because it
Yes.
you're then becoming what? You're no longer an asset, you're a liability. And
Hmm.
so you deal with assets and liabilities in business, but then we're supposed to be in the business of self-care for ourselves and making us a priority. So talk to us a little bit about that. Like, what does that feel like when you're, whether it's you or you've seen your clients, you've seen some of them where they even call you. You mentioned the word distress. So when some of them call you, they're in distress, and it could be a mix of the business and personal. So
Hmm.
how do you help them? How do you help them? Since you are the look,
Like
you're the accountant there.
counting therapist. Well, I find out exactly what's going on, what happened, what's on the surface. And then I dig into why did it happen. So most of the time, I mean, I can kind of play a violin to some of these stories that I hear. It's the same story over and over again, just kind of disguised a little bit differently. But just with not paying their taxes and the penalties and interest and letting it go on for 5 years and then not filing the taxes that came after that tax return that got you in the jam. It's like y- it's like in the mind, it's they think that they're doing something to the institution. And my one client said it best. She said, I was in Delulu land. And I said, Delulu land. I said, oh, delusional land, but she just shortened it up. She was delusional, and she told herself these things that I don't have to deal with this. It's going to go away. And that's the mindset that I deal with constantly. So when they come to me, they're in distress, and now they know that it's real and they have to deal with it because the foot is on their neck. And so I'm like, what led you to think that this would just go away in the first place? So let's deal with that. So usually that's not just the only thing that they're not dealing with. That's the way that they deal with everything in their lives. So once we get to the root of that, then now we're getting somewhere. Now I can help them come up with a plan to fix that. And now it's not going to happen again because we're on top of this now. And now you have somebody to help you be accountable that it won't happen again.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. And
Yeah.
accountability, haha, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Ah, uh, that's important. And
Yeah.
having an accountability partner. This is so, 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 so juicy, guys. But just
Yeah.
give us one moment. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Kennedy Media, your ultimate partner in content creation, video recording, and digital marketing. Be seen, be heard, and increase visibility in your business. Contact us today at KennedyMediaLLC.com, KennedyMediaLLC.com, and unlock your brand's full potential.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Shawanna Kennedy, and I am joined by the lovely Robin Boyd. We're
Oh,
making
thank
it make
you.
sense. We're making it make sense over. And we were talking about just before the break accountability and having an accountability first, actually to yourself. And then before you can extend to a person that is of the like mindset. a person that is going to help hold you accountable and not just the yes person, because
Mhm.
sometimes people have the people in their camp that's a part of their crew that are yes people, and that can be hazardous to your health, right? I'm big at this stage and age in my life where I say, hey, if you are hazardous to my health, because I love me, yes I do, yes I do, I love me, and if you become hazardous to my health, then we're going to have to make some adjustments. And most of the
Mhm.
adjustments is going to be how more how close we are and how much time and access. When we're talking about look accountability, that's access as well. And we have to be mindful of the access that we allow others to have in our lives that sometimes is the holdup and the hang up when
Mhm.
it comes to you making yourself a priority. One of the things I want to ask you, Robin, is
Mhm.
what advice would you give to someone who is really struggling? They're struggling to make themselves a priority, whether it's in business or personal, because you do have people who love you and
Mhm.
they come to you for advice. They want you to literally help them make it make sense. What
Mhm.
advice would you give that person that could be still just struggling? Like they already know it. They've watched you. They watch what you do. You tell them part of the things that you're doing and have been doing for a while now, and even some new things that we're going to get into to help keep yourself as a priority in your life. What do you do? What do you say to that person that is still could be still struggling? What would you tell them?
Well, most individuals that I have come in contact with have a lot of trauma, and I have a referral for a trauma specialist to really dissect and dig deep into trauma that you know about and that you forgot about, that is harboring you with the way that you think, the mindset that you have, as well as the generational curses that we all have. And that has really helped a lot of my clients. I myself have gone to, and still it's an ongoing thing, trauma specialist. You have to have a business coach, a life coach. You have to have ongoing education in your field. You have to invest in you, and you schedule those things that you're investing in yourself with, just like I said earlier, just like you schedule a medical appointment, um, a physical therapy appointment. You schedule those things in your day, and you hold yourself um, to those appointments. And when you schedule, you have to. There's a little button in the scheduler that says travel time. So the scheduler knows where you're going, and it tells you when it's time to leave. So you're not always rushing. Slow down, take it all in. Nothing's going to happen if you get there 15 minutes early, so you can just take your a deep breath before you go into your appointment. Collect your thoughts. All of these things are not for your business per se, but affect your business. Okay, so that's the advice that I would give.
I love
Well,
it. I
that's some of
love
the
it.
advice that I would give.
Yeah, because right,
Yeah,
you're the accountant therapist.
yeah,
Oh my goodness. Look, we need to
yeah,
get some of
yeah,
that recorded. I would love to see some of the back end on that one.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
this is really good. This is really good because having these conversations, keep it at the forefront. Oftentimes, people don't want to talk about it because when you talk about it, you're actually then held accountable, right? And I say, and what it is that that I get to do too, it's like when you're seen and when you're heard. Of course, we want you to be seen doing something. We want you to be heard saying something of value, and so that because if people don't know you, they don't know you. And if you're a person that wants to be known,
Hmm.
you have to make sure that you have yourself together as best you can.
Yeah.
And I love that you leaned into
Hmm.
people being okay to get professional help.
Yes. Oh,
If you know
yes.
that you need
You
professional
must. It's
help,
a must.
it's a
Even if you
it's
call yourself as a together person, you still
yeah.
should have someone.
Oh yes,
Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
we
Hmm.
need to check. Look, I'm often good at saying check the checkers. Like people who are often checking on people, we need to check on them, and then
Yeah.
have
Hmm.
somebody that check on them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You have to know who those people are. Be able to, like you said, I love how you gave the analogy of the scheduler. And it's funny because some of the things that has been created to aid us, we don't even
We
use.
don't use.
We don't use them. We don't use
Hmm.
the things that
It
have.
takes 2 seconds. Just click that little
Yeah,
ticker.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Hmm.
I have come to appreciate over time. Even it's called a smart. They're called smart devices for a reason. They're
Yeah.
called smart watches for a reason.
Smartphone.
Smartphone for a reason. Because even when I'm busy, right, moving, and my watch, it'll tell me to stand, and
Hmm.
if you
Or
listen,
breathe.
or freaking breathe. How about
Yes.
that? Or even breathe.
Yes. Hmm.
Because I raise both hands. I have been guilty
Yeah.
and sometimes so busy, and I'm like,
We
wait,
hold our breath because we're
I'm
bracing ourselves
I'm
because something's
holding my
going on. Yeah.
right. And
Hmm.
who thinks about that? You don't.
Yeah.
And when those things happen, I'm going to tell you, of course, everybody understand the importance and the value of journaling, because not only do I write to remember, but it's to write down those things. One, so you can keep track of what's going on with you, to
Hmm.
see, you can say, has this been going on a week, a month, a
Yeah.
year?
I'll
And
tell
that
you
is
the best journal that I have
what
experienced.
what tool you got for us?
It's called a Panda Planner. Of course, you can get it on Amazon. And it has a section for gratitude, for what you're excited about, your affirmation, your focus. And then this other section, I put my prayers for today, the day, and then I go back and put the day that the prayer was answered. And it's just all sectioned off, so it opens up, and that day you have all of these things, and at the end of the day, you put your biggest wins for the day, and then things that you need to improve on.
I love it. I love
So
it.
it makes you
Okay.
write in it twice every day.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure that is noticed, so that you guys can make sure that you go and grab it, because that's a
Right.
great tool. I need to
Yeah.
order that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. So since we're talking about tools,
Hmm.
I want to get into, before our time escapes us,
Okay.
what is, and I know I had the opportunity to join you when I came to town
Which one?
to
Which
to
time?
visit, to right, which time, right, guys. See, now she telling. One of my trips back home, uh, and I joined you where you were going to have some infusion. You were going,
Oh yes.
yes, 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 yes. So I
Yes, you
know
did.
some people may have seen it, some you may have heard about it, but I need you to talk to us just a little bit about what is that when you go to do that self care, and it's planned at this point.
Oh
It is.
yeah, that's planned. That's a every other week
Tell us
Saturday.
about it. I want you to
Do
tell
not
me about.
bother me on Saturday tool.
Did you hear that? She said it's a do not bother me
um,
Saturday thing that
okay.
she has blocked off for herself. So when you go to this place, look, I don't know if they're giving you a referral, so I don't know if we want to say the name, but
Okay. But
talk
anyway,
about the
so I
experience.
go
Yeah.
every other week to get an IV infusion. And
Mm,
the reason why I do this is because self-care. And a lot or most of the diseases that occur in our bodies are the underlying causes deficiencies. Dehydration. Okay. So you get the infusion, the dehydration bag, just like you would get an IV in the hospital, and you add different ingredients to it, such as B12, B complex, vitamin C, zinc, copper, all of these things. So the way that I knew how what to add to my drip is that I had a blood test coupled with a food sensitivity test at the same place. And out of 55 items, I had 7 that were borderline deficient, not deficient. So those are the things that I tackled. And then in 6 months, it's ideal to do this every 6 months. In 6 months, I saw that I cleared up those borderline deficiencies. And out of 55 things at that point, the second half of the year, only one thing was borderline deficient. That was new, not from the other original 7. So you just stand on top of the things that are going on in your body, what your body needs to function, the basis of what it needs to function. So, people go out, they exercise, or they call themselves vegans, or all these other diets and things that they do, but they don't understand that the body is not getting what it needs. And you're not always absorbing everything that you eat. You're not always absorbing the herbs that you take, the pills, herbs that you take. So I chose for me to go to this place, and it is really proven to be a place that I have found a couple of people in my tribe, as well as to the conversations that we have there while we're getting our drips, with the nurse practitioners and the other people that are there. It's just really started to be a safe haven for me. And by me having that time away from my desk, away from my phone, my iPad, or someone calling me on the phone to say whatever emergency they have, it's like a renewal period for me, and it's a great end to the week. So I just take that time every other week and make sure that I have what I need to function internally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that. Like,
yeah, internally. Yeah. So I have stayed away from the doctor's office for years. I had a hyperthyroid that they told me I had to take medication for the rest of my life. I took that for 2 months, and I met a holistic practitioner, and he said no more. And that was 3 years ago, and I haven't taken the medicine. I haven't had any issues. And the deficiency that was the cause of that for me, remember, it's just for me, everybody's different, was trace minerals. So the trace minerals that I did not have was making my thyroid wacky.
mm,
And once I got that under control, it was not wacky anymore. And I have been able to sustain it for 3 years.
I love it. Y'all hear
Yeah.
that?
So,
And
yeah.
having the opportunity to go and to watch that and to, get a little something, something myself while I was there, right? I did get a little something, something. And even once I returned back home, I actually that is one of the things that I did for myself after going and having that experience with Robin. I came back and I signed up with the facility in my town, and I that is something that I did, and you'll actually get to see some of my adventure through that time there, and look in a future episode. But
Yeah.
it is needed, and those are the things that we don't think
Did
about.
you try the cryo machine, the minus 160-degree machine?
I did.
You
I
did? Did you like
did.
that?
I did it. I did it. See, she's already
Now
giving
that
you
puts a
some of the
whole new
goods,
spin on
right?
a renewed person.
It sure is. I did. I went in the cryo machine. I really did.
Okay.
It was something,
It was an
guys.
experience,
It
right?
was an experience. It was an experience. But
Yeah.
I love it, and I so thank you for stopping by to help us make it make sense. And what I want to know is if you had any final thought that you would like to leave with us. Like I said, I usually ask if you have one word or phrase or something just to help you get centered. If you had a final thought that you would like to leave us today.
Well, as far as a phrase or a thought, I think we covered quite a bit today. And I just would urge small business owners to take care of themselves first, and to seek out professionals to dissect their personal challenges and issues that spill over into their business, and to always delegate tasks and not try to do everything yourselves.
I
Yeah.
love that. So you heard it here. You heard it here first. You already know we have been with the lovely Robin Boyd. You can find out more information about her right on our website. So, Robin, don't you go anywhere. I am
Okay.
about to get ready to get them out of here. So, thank you, Robin,
All
for
right. Thank you
joining
so
us
much. This has been
today.
great.
All right, guys, it has been my pleasure to have you join me for another episode of You First, because you know it's already about you, and you. So do something today that your future self will thank you for, because at the beginning, not at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, if you're no good for you, then how are you going to be good for anybody else? But it's always my pleasure. Make sure you are tuned in and tapped in to me and the show on all social media platforms. And I can't wait to see you at our next episode. Bye for now.